Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good evening. The hour is getting late. We got a lot of folks upstairs who have been very patient during the day, and I'll try to be brief. However, there's still some things I'm unclear of in the legislation, so I do have a few questions for the proponent. Most of my questions are going to be directed on lines 157 through 181, so that's going to be the area. Mr. Speaker, through you, I'm just curious, as far as where I'm unclear, is how does the superintendent or their designee, how are they going to check the abuse and neglect registry? Through you.
Representative Leeper, would you care to answer that question?
Through you, Mr. Speaker, I would be so happy to answer that question. The school districts already have an individual identified with the authenticated token to have access to that portal. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Lanoue.
Okay, thank you. So make sure I'm clear on this. They're going to run the names based on the form that's filled out for a homeschool, somebody who's going to homeschool their child. They're going to run that through the portal. Do they run that through the portal? Do they input the names, or do they have to communicate with somebody through in DCF? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Leeper.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, you would query first name, middle name, last name, date of birth, address, gender into the portal, and it would either return a record or not if they're not in the registry, or have it an active investigation. And if for any reason there's a discrepancy because two people have the same name at the same address, for example, or you can have the same name and same date of birth, and they would query a hand check at DCF, which would need to be returned to the district within 5 business days. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Lanoue.
Okay, thank you. So when they input those names, do those names then get stored into a database in DCF? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Leeper.
Through you, Mr. Speaker. No, they do not.
Representative Lanoue.
Okay, so once it's inputted, there's a returned email or notification that goes back to the superintendent, and then what happens? It just goes poof, and it vanishes into smoke. Is that what happens? For you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Leeper.
Through you, Mr. Speaker. I don't think there's any Inspector Gadget technology, but my understanding is that there are very strict guidelines about what the district has to do with that data to get rid of it, and this bill prescribes how the families must be notified if they are not able to withdraw their child because of their existence on the registry or an active investigation. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Lanoue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So again, I want to be clear. There's 3 buckets of children that be getting withdrawn from school. That there's going to be 3 different forms or buckets of children. Either children that are going to be enrolled in another public school, enrolled into a private school, or homeschooled. Is that correct?
Representative Leeper.
Through you, Mr. Speaker. I want to make sure I understand correctly. So there is public school, non-public school, parent-managed learning. So those might be the 3 buckets you're referring to. There's also 3 forms. So there's the option form if you want to redshirt a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old from enrolling in kindergarten. There's the intent to educate form that everyone has to do annually. And there is the withdrawal form if you are withdrawing a child from public school. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Lanoue.
Okay, so if I enroll my child into another public school or into a parochial school, is it going to be required to do this check of the abuse and neglect registry? Is that required? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
What was the question?
Representative Leeper.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, if you're withdrawing from non-public school, there is not a cross-check. There is just a requirement to update the intent to educate form. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Lanoue.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no. I'm just curious, why wouldn't we do that for all children that are getting withdrawn from a given public school? If they're going to get moved around to either a parochial school, potentially another public school, or if they're homeschooled, why wouldn't we just do this check for everybody through you, Mr. Speaker?
Representative Leeper.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, the non-public schools' access to that portal was unclear, and so we didn't want to require them to do something we didn't know they already had existing access to. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Lanoue.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for those answers. Mr. Speaker, I stand here tonight, and I'm confused. I hear a lot of. Remember last year we had a informational hearing. I was a member of the Children's Committee, and we had a joint hearing with the Government Oversight Committee. The accounts examiner came back with a report on DCF, and they found that there were a couple hundred kids that either went AWOL for months at a time or were missing for care. Some of them were for 6 months, 9 months. Some of the kids were under the age of 12. No explanation. They could not find why these children went missing. Who were they with? For what purpose? Right? 96,000 kids in our state were deemed truant in school, right? But it's like we're bypassing all that and we're pointing a finger at our homeschoolers. And yet we want to run them through a abuse and neglect registry. It seems like we're trying to bypass some of the problems where the system is broken. DCF reform, maybe that's what we should be talking about. It seems like we're trying to sidestep the real problem and we're trying to look for scapegoats. And remember, when we're pointing a finger at somebody else, 3 others are being pointed back at us. So, Mr. Speaker, I stand in very strong opposition to this bill. The fairest way to do it, if we want to do it, the amendment that was before us would made a very clear and equal playing field. Every child that gets withdrawn from a given public school, let's run the check. Let's do it on everybody. But we're going to single out homeschool parents, some very great families who are here with us tonight, a colleague, 25 years experience, homeschooling his children. All these type of people, we're gonna put them under the microscope. People have done nothing wrong. Terribly wrong, Mr. Speaker. I oppose the legislation. I encourage all colleagues to do the same. Thank you.